Thank you very much. Mga kaibigan, muli pong nagbabalik ang inyong programa, ang Action Central Luzon Special Edition. Ito po si Sunny Lopez at alam niyo naman po mga kaibigan, nabibigyan ho natin ng prioridad tungkol po sa kalusugan. Ngayon po, there's some developments na napakahalaga po para sa ating lahat. Lalong-lalo na po mga taga-Clark, taga-Pampanga, taga-Gitnang Luzon, sapagkat meron pong isang proyekto dito na talagang pakikinabangan po ng karamihan mga kaibigan. Kaya po, we have invited, of course, the president of the Clark Investors and Locators Association, my co-host, because he's a regular now, Jeff
Exactly.
Pradhan.
Good to be with you again.
Yeah, okay, welcome again.
Thank you.
And we have the Director for Operations and Marketing of the Medical City Luzon Division, Evelyn Newell. Welcome, ma'am.
Hi, good morning. It's good to be here.
Okay, let's talk about GGLC first.
Yeah. Well, I guess my day job, if you will, beyond the SILA activities, is actually I'm Vice President for Sales and Marketing for the GGLC project. Global Gateway Logistics City. It's located here within the Clark Freeport Zone, and it's a mixed-use development, essentially catering to office, logistics, manufacturing. It's 177 hectares. It's master planned. It's got 4 zones, and essentially what we've kind of targeted is to be somewhat of a Bonifacio of the North.
Yeah.
So it can cater to the BPO, the office, corporate headquarters, but at the same time we have about 70 hectares of logistics manufacturing space, since we're located adjacent to the airport complex. It's very valuable and ideal for companies that need access to the airport and want to ship through the airport. So overall, it's a mixed-use development, and our first locator that we've targeted and we're successful in bringing up to Clark and to GGLC is the Medical City. As a great anchor tenant, the hospital, and providing first-class medical service.
So you want that everything will be ready, especially medically, when all the big businesses are in your area?
That's right. I mean, I think the businesses are already here at Clark.
Right.
I mean, we already got tremendous employment, lots of foreign direct investment here. I think they're already here and located, but they just haven't had that upper echelon, service that they've, wanted and required. So
And
it's
dreamt
nice
for a long time to have, right?
That's right. That's right. It was just a matter of time. I mean, as you mentioned before, there was Clark and Central Luzon, Los Angeles area has always been known for its medical care and coverage, but for a time period, it's been without any, premier tertiary hospital, and I think that's going to change once Medical City's up and running.
Okay, we have, as I've said, the Director for Operations and Marketing of the Medical City. Ma'am, please talk about the project, because I think you're the one who is assigned to handle this.
Yeah.
Big task, huh?
Oh yeah, it's really a big task, and as I mentioned earlier, I'm excited and at the same time I'm scared. But anyway, of course, the Medical City Clark has already started its construction last month, and we're hoping to have it finished and operational by mid of 2014. Okay, it's a tertiary hospital. It has a provision for 250 beds, but we're going to start up with
Initially?
100. Yeah.
Is that any?
No, initial would be about 150.
Okay.
But the provision of the facility is up to 250.
Okay.
All right. So it's going to be a complete facility. It's going to be some sort of a junior of the Medical City Ortigas, only in terms of bed capacity. Though.
Okay, I'd like to ask that because this is related to the Medical City, Medical City.
Yeah, the Medical City in Ortigas.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's a branch of the Medical City Ortigas. And again, in terms of bed capacity, it's going to be some sort of a junior because TMC Ortigas is about 800 beds. But in terms of facility and services, it's going to be the same as that of the Medical City and at par with the world-class quality medical service that the Medical City Ortigas has been known for and has been doing for the past 40 years.
I'd like to ask you, you are moving, right? Medical City is moving.
Yes.
There are various that you're serving, which is not the usual thing to do for the big hospitals in Manila.
Yeah, because for the Medical City, it's us who goes to where we are needed. It's us who goes to our patients, because for us, our patients are our partners. So where they are, where the service is needed, that's where we go. And in fact, right now, even as Clark is being constructed, the Medical City has its presence already in Angeles. We have the Medical City
Okay.
Angeles right now.
And where is that, ma'am?
It's along Santo Entierro Street.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah.
So, now that you're putting up this facility in Clark, it's a 20,000 square meter
It's
facility,
about a
right?
20,000 square meter facility, and it'll be completed in about 22 to 24 months total.
Okay.
The foundations, everything's ongoing now, but it'll slowly progress. People will start to see it coming out of the ground, and I think more and more people will be aware of what's happening here, in several more months. But I think what Evelyn mentioned is key because Medical City is an established brand. I mean, they're one
Yes.
of only 2 brands in the
That's
entire
why I'm
country.
asking her, is this the
Yeah.
medical city?
Right. This is not a name change or
Exactly.
or some regular brand. This is an internationally
So
accredited.
no lawsuits there, huh?
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But their decision to come to Clark and to expand north. I mean, really, I think this is probably the first major branded tertiary hospital of the known brands in the Philippines to come north. And that's very significant, and especially with what they're coming in with. I mean, this is not Evelyn termed it a junior hospital just for the first phase, but their master plan over 5 to 7 years is calling for this to be the same size as
Oh,
the
yeah.
Ortigas facility.
Uh-huh.
In about 5 to 7 years, you're going to have about 800 beds, you're going to have about 100,000 square meters of space,
Correct.
fully tertiary hospital. So, I mean, this is not a small entry into the market. This is a major move by one of the top brands in the country to start providing their service to the north.
And as you said, you're going to where the action is.
Oh yeah.
You're bringing the action to where it is, right?
Yeah, of
Not waiting
course.
for the people to go there. Because
Exactly.
people from Angeles City, Pampanga, even up to now, despite the fact that we have facilities here, we still go to Manila. We still go to Medical City. We still go to the big names there and do for the checkups and everything. So what you have in Manila, as you mentioned, will be present here
Okay.
at the TMC, huh?
Yes.
CMC,
as
CMC.
in TMC as in TMC.
Okay.
The Medical City.
The Medical City.
Yeah.
Mhm. So again, why did you choose Clark, ma'am?
I think Clark is a great location for, especially for the plan of TMC to have several networks.
Yes.
Because of the presence of our airport, it will
Okay.
easily connect us internationally to our patients, to whom we are already catering right now as the medical city. And of course, looking forward to the progress of SIAC or of our Clark Airport. This is, I think, the best place for any business whatsoever, not only medical facility, if we want to go international.
So you're into medical tourism eventually because you're talking about the Clark Airport.
Yeah, actually, the Medical City Ortigas has already been into
Yes.
medical tourism way before, together with the rest of the other brands of medical facilities in the country. And it's just a matter of course, moving forward and making it easier in terms of access, not only for our international patients, but also for our regional partners coming from Luzon and Visayas, because Clark Airport is something that people would, I would say, prefer now, no? Because there's
Yes.
less traffic,
Right,
it's
right.
more accessible,
Yeah.
and yeah.
It's interesting. When we first started hosting and talking to the executives for the Medical City, and we brought them up from Ortigas, kind of introduced them, show and tell of Clark, of this area. At first they weren't too familiar with it. So the first time they came up was kind of just a courtesy to say, sure, we'll come up and we'll see it. We'll see what
Yes.
you're doing there. No real expectations. But I think after that first visit, they were really surprised with what they saw, and they went back and said, you know what, this is actually an ideal location. This is a real opportunity. So we continued to host, we continued to talk,
Yes.
and the discussion started to increase, and they started to expand. Every time they visited, the size of the hospital, the scope of the hospital, the facilities and the service that was going to be provided increased.
Right.
And I think once they understood, you mentioned the airport. I mean, that's a key factor in anything here in Clark and Central Luzon. they realized that the catchment basin for the airport is the same catchment basin for a hospital,
Right.
or for an educational institution, or for any really business distribution center.
You're talking about the airport. We've not discussed NLEX yet and SETEX.
But
Oh,
that's the point, is that if you look
Locally,
at the
yeah.
northern environment
Right.
of Metro Manila, and you talk about Quezon City, Balintawak, Caloocan, any place there in north, it's easier for them to get to Clark than it is to travel down into Makati and into Manila because of the traffic, because of EDSA and these things. So for a hospital to say, okay, we're going to centrally locate at Clark, at the interchange of the NLEX and
Very
the SETEX.
strategic, huh?
Very, very strategic. Plus you have the airport to cater to the medical tourism.
Right.
This is a huge catchment base, and that's what I think they saw, is that, wow, there's a huge demographic market to the north that is underserviced. And we can be the first to service them with an international accredited level of service and brand that people would be comfortable with.
Because the highways, the major highways that we have mentioned, of course, as far as Quezon,
Going to-
Dingalan,
yeah.
and of course La Union, and
Yeah, going up to
really north, huh?
Yeah, so this is an ideal area. And I think
And as you mentioned, in this area, in the country, while there may be some medical facilities, we do not have the likes of the medical city.
right, they're not accredited to the same level and standard. They don't have the same expertise. They don't have the same level of training for their doctors. It's just a different level of care. And they have a tagline of "Our patients are our partners." But I've been a patient in Medical City, and it is true. They very good service, very oriented towards the patient, and so I think they're a great brand.
And thinking of the development, UGLC and Clark itself,
Oh, yeah.
can use this as a marketing
Yes,
part of their
that's right.
marketing, right?
No,
Tell
it-
everybody.
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Right.
It's a win-win for everybody. Obviously, Medical City is going to do very well here, and they're excited to be entering this market. But at the same time, I think not just GGLC, but everyone in Clark is very happy to see a
Right.
brand like Medical City come and establish themselves within the Clark Freeport zone, because that helps everybody. I mean,
Because when there are foreign companies that do locate here,
That's
one
right.
of the things that they are asked is,
That's right.
do you have these facilities, medical facilities? Now that we have them in the neighborhood, we used to have some outside, but now that we have them inside, that would be,
that's a competitive edge. The
yes.
Retirees.
Retirees.
Everybody, every industry, every cross sector of the market or economy is looking at, can I get good health care coverage in that area? It's a very key concern for people these days. And you've got Clark with its security,
Right. Fenced area.
fenced area, ease of doing business, streamlined. All the benefits that are already here at Clark
Plus
that are
the
attracting
tourism
people.
facilities
Tourism.
for the retirees that you
That's
mentioned.
right. And now you have this world-class medical coverage here. That really kind of completes the picture.
Ma'am, kanina sinabi mo yung sa medical tourism, talagang you're already doing that.
In Ortigas.
Pero
po.
yung retirees, do you have that in mind also, as Jeff mentioned?
We're talking of the...
Of the Japanese, the
Retirement.
Americans,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Opo, opo.
we have a lot of expats here.
Opo. Actually, ngayon po, the Medical City Angeles is very active also with our Healthcare Coalition in partnership with the Philippine Retirement
Right.
Authority. We have a focus group that we have established, and it's a work in progress because we have been meeting with several associations, the Korean Business Association,
Yes.
of course, the U.S. military
Yes.
retirees. We have been meeting with them and asking them on how we can even be of better service to them, especially so that the medical city now is being constructed. And you know what? They're just so excited to see it up there, up and about, because number one, the line of international insurances that are now currently
Right.
accredited with the Medical City Ortigas, this will all be, of course, extended to the Medical City Clark. And actually, even right now, kaya na rin po kami napupuntahan ng expats dito sa Angeles, no? Kahit na kami po ay isa lang 20-bed hospital sa ngayon.
Right.
Kasi pag meron pong expat or foreigner na pumunta sa TMC Angeles, at of course merong health insurance na international, all we have called the Medical
Lahat naman
City.
yun meron ng health insurance, di ba?
Exactly.
Yung mga expats, yung
Karamihan.
mga American retirees,
Meron po.
kasama sa nila yan, sa retirement nila yan eh. Tapos yung mga Japanese and then the other nations, plus the fact that the Filipinos have a good advantage here.
Tama.
they want Filipinos to take good care of them. So,
Exactly.
mhm.
They love the way Filipinos are taking care of them,
Mhm.
diba? In terms, not medically speaking,
Right.
and
The extra
bedside manner.
factor, right?
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
Merong extrang tender loving care
Right.
siguro, no? The way
Yeah.
Filipinos handle patients. Kaya gustong-gusto nila talaga dito sa Pilipinas. Yun.
So, alam niyo ba na ang pagpunta niyo dito, medyo ninenervyos din yung mga ibang mga hospital sa nandito na. Siguro nabalitaan niyo na ho yan, ha? Nagre-retool din sila, ha? Para baka naman malaking market segment nila mawala dahil sa pagpunta niyo dito. Nasa Angeles na nga kayo, pumunta pa kayo sa Clark.
Hindi naman po siguro, dapat nga po siguro ay matuwa sila, no?
Which is good, ha?
Oo, dahil
For the patients. This
opo,
is
for
very
the
good.
patients, isa naman ang objective namin lahat, hindi ba? Yun ay makapagbigay ng magandang serbisyo at mapangalagaan ang kalusugan ng ating mga
Opo, right.
Pilipino. Hindi lamang, I think, not only the people in Manila deserve quality service or
Mhm.
quality medical care, but of course, it goes for all of the Filipinos, be it in Northern Luzon or in Central Luzon. They all deserve that quality care that a lot of the hospitals should be giving them, di ba?
Gumagastos na nga tayo, di ba?
Oo nga po.
So, kailangan yung the best na mapunta sa atin.
Tama po.
Mhm.
Tsaka, actually po, no, you were talking about the NLEX and the SCTEX earlier on, no? Wala pa dito yung TPLEX, no? Pinag-uusapan din, no? But anyway, meron din po, currently kasi, I'm representing the Medical City Luzon Division, no po?
Yes.
So when you talk of Luzon Division, hindi lang naman po iyan Angeles at Clark. Meron na rin po tayong the Medical City Pangasinan.
Okay.
At meron din po tayong the Medical City Cavite at patapos na rin po ang the Medical City Subic.
Mhm.
So basically, Clark po talaga ay magiging catch basin po ng lahat nito
Pinaka-sentro.
mga satellite clinics namin, no, in other provinces.
Kung talagang more is needed.
Opo.
So, meron tayong mga helicopter siguro dyan pagdating ng panahon. Mhm.
Dapat lang po kasi meron din po tayong the Medical City Guam
Oo.
na ginagawa na rin po ngayon. No?
Oo.
So, of course, yung networking na po yun would be really very significant.
You know, I was talking about the helicopters because we have NLEX, you know, we have SCTEX, and you're talking about TPLEX now.
TPLEX, yeah.
When we talk about this, there's some accidents that sometimes do occur that we need, the quick response units of hospitals, which is not available right now.
Well, that's a great point you bring up. It's not only just the high-speed toll roads and
Right.
highways. It's actually the airport itself.
Right.
The airport itself, in order to become an international gateway and become accredited to they have to meet certain safety standards, and they need a trauma burn center to accommodate the airport. And it needs to be a certain distance and a certain time from accessing the runways. Where Medical City is locating, by NGGLC, which is right next to the runways, they can have direct access to the runways and be that burn trauma center for the airport. And we've talked with SEAC about that, and they like that idea, and it helps the airport,
Right.
as well as handling the other things that you're talking about in terms of highway accidents. So it's a huge benefit. One of the things I wanted to comment on was what you guys were just talking about, the network that Medical City is putting in place. It's not just a one-off. All right, we're putting a tertiary hospital here, and everybody needs to come from far-flung Region 1, 2, and everywhere else. It's their network expands, all over, and then they have that main tertiary facility where if you need a specialist, you can then visit.
Right.
And another thing that I think is important to talk about, especially with this hospital, when this hospital is done, I think it's going to be, I pretty much know, based on the designs and what has been designed into this in terms of ICT, this will be probably the most sophisticated ICT hospital in the country. Intelligent hospital with their networks, with what they can do with medical telepresence in terms of seeing a patient through a screen with medical devices that actually work, and the doctors are here in Clark, but they're able to, at one of their clinics or network facilities up in Subic or La Union or wherever it is, they can actually interact and treat a patient with the specialist here at Clark. So there's going to be, and again, with Guam, the same thing. If the patient comes here to Clark and they need a specialist that's in Guam, it's the same. So it's some very versatile technology that they're implementing here as well. So I think this is going to be a unique hospital in that sense as well.
Is this going to put us at least at par with what the other countries have been doing already.
Of course,
Mhm.
definitely.
Like Thailand, you know what Thailand is doing, right? And the availability of the facilities in Singapore.
Right.
Filipinos go there, right?
This puts us on the map, I think.
Mhm.
It definitely does. And the accessibility, the ease with Clark, you don't have to drive around Metro Manila. You don't have to go anywhere else.
Right.
You get out of the plane, you go straight to the hospital.
You don't die on the highway.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Time is very important in medicine.
Right, you're correct there. Okay, we're gonna have a short break. Mag-break ko kami mga kaibigan. Pagkatapos ng break, magpapatuloy. At gusto ko malaman, dito ho sa ating mga panauhin, lalong-lalo na ho sa ating pong taga-medical city, kung magkano po ang ipupundar nila, ang lalagay nila o na pera dito as an investment, no? Dahil malaking halaga po ang kailangan pag when you talk about the facilities, when you listen to them talk about their facilities, may gastos po malaki ito mga kaibigan, at yun ho malalaman natin pagkatapos po ng break natin. Babalik po kami mga kaibigan.